For 3 years, I thought I was in the safest relationship of my life. A man who supported me. A man who listened. A man who always knew the right thing to say. I thought I had finally found someone who understood me. Until the day I discovered he wasn't understanding me. He was studying me. Manipulating me. Listening to every secret I ever told. Because he had planted a recording device inside my therapist's office. And used those recordings to cheat on me, with someone who thought my trauma stories were his soulful emotional depth. But the day I learned the truth, I didn't break down. I plotted revenge. My name is Lena, I'm 29, living in Portland. 3 years ago I started dating Mark, a charming software developer. Funny, attentive, and unbelievably supportive. Or so I thought. I'd been dealing with burnout and old childhood trauma, so he gently encouraged therapy. Just so you don't carry everything alone, he said. He even recommended a therapist his coworker used. At the time it felt considerate. Later, I would realize it was the first step in his plan. From the beginning, Mark seemed almost too perfect. He always said the right comforting words. Always knew when I was anxious. Always predicted my reactions. Sometimes he'd say things like, I know your mother yelling still triggers you. It's okay. I never remembered telling him that. But I blamed myself. Maybe I talked too much. Maybe I forgot. That's the thing about manipulators. They make you question your own memory. One night I had a therapy session where I talked about a childhood fear involving deep water. The next evening, during dinner, he casually said, You know, your fear of drowning must make beaches stressful for you. I froze. I never said that to him. Not once. How do you know that? I asked. He smiled. Baby, you told me before. You forget things. I didn't believe him. But I also didn't know what else to believe. Everything exploded the day I used his laptop to print a document. A notification popped open. New therapy session recording uploaded. Folder name, Lena Days. Upload time, yesterday at 5:01 p.m. For a full minute the world went silent. My breathing stopped. My chest burned. My vision blurred. My own boyfriend, the man I slept next to, was secretly recording my private therapy sessions. I opened the folder. Dozens of audio files. All named by date. I clicked one. It was my voice. Crying. Shaking. Talking about my past, my fears, my traumas. And in the background, a faint humming noise. Exactly like the tiny decorative pen Mark gave my therapist during Christmas. The pen wasn't a gift. It was a recording device. I needed answers. I searched more files, and found a second folder. Sarah, his coworker. The woman I always felt uneasy about. Inside were messages. Hundreds of them. Messages where Mark used my trauma, my stories, my vulnerabilities, as his own emotional confessions to manipulate her. He told her, My father used to yell at me the same way Lena's mom yelled at her. My fear of water comes from childhood trauma. He even sent her quotes I said in therapy. He was building intimacy with another woman, using my pain as his sensitive emotional side. I felt sick, like my soul had been stolen. I didn't explode. I didn't scream. I called my therapist, Dr. Avery, and told her everything. She was horrified. This is a major crime, she said. Recording therapy without consent is illegal. We planned everything. We would stage a fake therapy session, designed specifically to lure Mark into exposing himself. A session that mentioned a fictional $300,000 inheritance, a secret lawyer meeting, and that I was considering leaving the money to someone who has been emotionally supportive. And we planted one more lie. I don't trust Mark lately. I think he might be using my vulnerabilities. We needed to see how he reacted. We needed proof. Within 2 hours of the fake session ending, Mark's behavior changed. He became clingy, overly affectionate, weirdly protective. Hey babe, just checking. You know I've always been there for you, right? And, if anything ever happens to you, I hope you trust me with things. Lawyers can be shady, don't trust them alone. He was panicking. He'd heard everything. He thought he was getting money. He thought I suspected him. Exactly what we needed. The final trap was ready. Dr. Avery invited both of us for a couples session. Mark agreed instantly, probably terrified he'd lose access to the money. The moment he sat down, the room felt electric. Dr. Avery asked simple questions first. He squirmed, sweated. His eyes wouldn't stay still. Then she said, "Mark, would you mind emptying your pockets?" He froze. Because he had brought the same pen. The recording pen. Dr. Avery picked it up with gloves and said, "This is an illegal recording device. And I have reason to believe you planted one in my office." He went pale. This is a misunderstanding." I cut him off. "Tell them about Sarah." His mouth hung open. You don't understand." "I heard the recordings," I said, my voice shaking but steady. "I heard how you used my trauma to seduce another woman." He collapsed into silence. No denial. No excuses. Just the truth spilling out, ugly and pathetic. Police were waiting outside the building. They took the device. Took statements. Mark was charged with illegal recording of therapy sessions, privacy violation. He lost his job. His co-workers found out about Sarah. Sarah dumped him instantly. His entire world collapsed. I pressed charges. And I won. He had to pay tens of thousands in penalties, legal fees and restitution for emotional damage. 3 years of manipulation, paid back in full. He begged to apologize. I blocked him everywhere. For 3 years I thought I was losing my mind. For 3 years he made me question my own memory, sanity and instincts. For 3 years. I loved someone who wasn't real. But the day I stopped doubting myself and started fighting back, everything changed. If someone ever makes you question your own reality, that's your answer. Leave. Run. Protect your soul. You deserve better. If this story shocked you, don't forget to like the video. Comment "More Lies Exposed" if you want another deep, twisted story. And subscribe for daily lies, cheating and revenge stories that hit hard. Your support helps the channel grow and helps more people escape toxic situations.